All right, John, the road trip continues from St. Louis with Wednesday night Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA, brought to you by your SoCal Land Rover retailers. Dodgers looking to make it 3 in a row to open this series against the Cardinals, and we welcome inside Joe Davis and Orr Hershiser. They got it done multifaceted yesterday. The pitching was great, but the offense came to life. 4 home runs and a 7-2 win.
Yeah, and you get 7 runs and you get 4 home runs. All righties hitting those home runs, and one really special right-hander in Albert Pujols early on, taking that 2-seamer over the fence. That was legendary. Justin Turner joined the hit parade with a blast of his own, and then Will Smith got one. And Justin said, you know what, I hit a fastball, now I'll hit a breaking ball over the center field wall. They get that kind of production, 7 runs with this pitching staff, it's going to be outstanding.
And you said it, it is a staff. They used 9 pitchers yesterday to limit the Cardinals just 2 runs. It's going to be Mitch White tonight, but a full staff behind him as well, and they've been so good over this last month.
They have really carried the pitching. You know, you can talk about Scherzer and Julio Urias and Walker Buehler, but when you talk about the pen behind those guys, well, those other 2 days have to be filled in a 5-man rotation, and this bullpen has done outstanding. 9 guys yesterday, that's tops for the season. Only 3 guys, including Kenley, didn't show up in the game. These guys have really done the job.
So it is White in the bullpen facing off with Adam Wainwright, who is a 40-year-old, is having a huge season.
Yeah, resurgent year for him. The 2-seamer's been really good. The curveball is an exceptional weapon, especially against these Dodgers. They're going to have to stay on that pitch.
All right, Dodgers trying to hand the Cardinals their 5th consecutive defeat. Dodgers, meanwhile, looking for their 24th win out of their last 30 games. Giants already won today in Colorado, so the Dodgers trying to keep pace. We've got first pitch coming up from St. Louis. Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your SoCal Land Rover retailers. As we welcome you back to St. Louis, Joe Davis, Orr Hershiser, and in St. Louis, Kirsten Watson.
Thanks, Joe. Today on the mound, we'll be seeing Mitch White, and Dave Roberts told us that the plan for him is that he's going to go as long as he can for as hard as he can. And there's now been an updated pitching plan for tomorrow. So we'll be seeing Tony Gonsolin. He will be activated. We don't know if he'll be starting just yet or if there'll be an opener, but the plan is that he's going to be taking the bulk of the innings. And then Clayton Kershaw, he's now back in St. Louis with the team. He played in his rehab start yesterday, pitched 3 innings, had 4 hits, 2 runs. So he told us today that he's feeling really good. And what's next for him is a bullpen tomorrow, and then he is planning to be pitching on Monday with the Dodgers, guys.
All right, so great news on a couple fronts. They were raving about the way that Tony Gonsolin had been throwing the ball in his comeback attempt, and it sounds like we're going to see him tomorrow, and Kershaw to open the series against the Diamondbacks next Monday. In the meantime, it's Game 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals, where the Dodgers try to beat them for the 3rd consecutive day and try to keep pace with the Giants, who scored 4 runs in the 9th inning to come back and beat the Rockies today. The 8th time this season they've won a game where they trailed going into the 9th.
They have magic wands. It's amazing. The timing in their hits, the timing in their plays of defense, and the timing of the failures of their opponents.
And the wizard in that magic, Lamont Wade, was again the guy that put him ahead. How about our keys to the game, brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers?
You've got to take your base hits today, because Adam Wainwright has not given up a home run for 43 1/3 innings. So 4 home runs yesterday. I'm not sure we're going to get one of those, but it would be nice. Keep pitching in. That's about all. The pitchers used 9 of them yesterday. Mitch White today. Hopefully can go deep in the game. We don't use quite as many, and early and often. Well, they scored early in Game 1 and won that one. They scored often in Game 2 and won that one, but it would be nice to do both.
And there's Kershaw, had a convenient trip not too far from Oklahoma City to St. Louis to rejoin the team. Here's the lineup for Dave Roberts tonight, with Trey Turner to lead it off. Max Muncy's back in there playing 3rd base for just the 3rd time this season. So a day off for Justin Turner, who hits 2 home runs yesterday. El Bencho. Mookie Betts back in there in right. Seager, Smith, and Taylor through the heart of the lineup. Albert Pujols makes back-to-back starts for the first time since late July. And it's Bellinger to round it out. How about this season? The 40-year-old Adam Wainwright is having in his 16th year as a big leaguer. And if you break it down to just his last 9 or his last 10, he's got a 1.92 ERA.
He's about location. He's about changing speeds. He's not going to overpower you with the radar gun. His fastball averages below 90 miles an hour usually. The curveball is a pitch that he throws often. And it will be up there in his usage again today because the Dodgers are last in Major League Baseball in batting average against curveball. They're last as far as the number of home runs they've hit off a curveball.
And he, of course, for a long time has had one of the best curveballs. He'd tell you that he's not a big leaguer without it. A career-making pitch, he calls his curve. Brunswick, Georgia native, who rooms out there at 6'7", winds and throws, and off we go with strike one on Trey Turner. Wainwright beat the Brewers in his last start. There is the curveball at 68 for strike two.
A lot slower than it used to be, but it's still effective. The angle of that break as it goes through the hitting area.
Adam Wainwright made his debut at the end of 2005 and was the closer for that 2006 World Series run as a rookie. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Turner. There's a stretch there. Once he settled into the rotation as a young pitcher in the majors, he was one of the best in the league. Top 3 in Cy Young voting 4 times in a 6-year span before he tore his Achilles in 2015. He gets Turner swinging for the first out of the night. He goes through that torn Achilles, and in the next few seasons battles arm problems and was below average for a few years, and it looked like just the typical late career and late 30s decline. But last year had his best season in a long time. He was the Cardinals' best pitcher, and he's been even better this year, leading to a lot of discussion about how long can we keep him around. And word is he's leaning towards coming back for 2022 and his 17th year with the Cardinals. One away in this first inning. Here's Max Muncy. Wainwright pitches. Muncy fouls. Strike one.
You really get to see the art of pitching when a guy doesn't break 90 miles an hour. Actually changed his delivery on that last curveball to Trey Turner. Started Muncy out with a little cutter inside and then back to that curveball away. Let's see where he goes now.
Back to the cutter. 1-2.
The ball today to the Dodger hitters when Adam Wainwright is out there is going to feel and look so big because it's not as much as of a blur when it's 68 to 89 miles an hour. It's the ball, your eye can focus on it. It actually makes it and perceives it as a bigger object.
One of those comfy collars.
Yeah, you hope not.
1-2. Muncy got the day off, at least out of the starting lineup yesterday. Struck out off of the bench. And for the last few weeks has been struggling. He's hitting 131 in his last 17 games. Curveball ripped through the right side. Base hit. Past the diving Edman. And the Dodgers have their first base runner on a 1-out single from Max Muncy.
Before the game, I thought they'd have to have an opposite field approach, and that means also hitting the ball the opposite field, but Max staying back, so maybe thinking up the middle, thinking opposite field. But with the low velocity of Wainwright's curveball, it still might be hard to hit at the opposite field.
Wait. What feels like forever, I'm sure. 1-on-1 out for Mookie Betts, who, like Muncy, was out of the starting lineup, came in late, went 0 for 2. And is hitting 158 in his 12 games off of the injured list. He swats one the other way. There's an opposite field approach for a base hit. And they've got back-to-back knocks here in the first.
That was a really nice approach. Just kind of kept the hands inside. Didn't try and do too much with it. Looked like he was just kind of getting loose prior to BP, swinging next to the cage. Just a solid rhythmic swing from Mookie.
So first inning chance for the Dodgers, who scored those 4 runs in the first inning on Monday on their way to a 5-1 win. And they've got one of their hottest hitters up there. Corey Seager is hitting 370 over his last 9 games. He's also been taking his walks. So he's not just hitting .370 over his last 9, but he's got an on-base percentage above .500. Muncy at second, Betts at first, and 0-1. Inside ball 1.
In the past, when Corey has struggled, Dave Roberts quotes a lot of times about his aggressiveness early in the count at the first pitch especially is, I don't mind him being aggressive and swinging at the first pitch, but he's got to control the strike zone and swing at strikes and be aggressive. Well, he's doing that now for a long period of time.
On a 1-1 from Wainwright, Seager watches a curve bounce. He's ahead again, 2-1. Dodgers coming off their best offensive game in 3 weeks yesterday, scoring those 7 runs. Key to the 4 home runs. See if they can string together back-to-back productive days for the offense. There's Seager driving a ball the other way over O'Neill, back to the track. He watches it hit off the wall. And ricochet to the center fielder Bader. 1 run is in. Here comes Betts. The throw is there. He's out. But the Dodgers lead 1-0 on a double from Corey Seager.
Dino Ebel with an eyelash call there as the third base coach. Corey Seager just rips this ball to left field. Another guy with a good opposite field approach. And once this hits the wall, if Bader isn't there exactly now and barehanded and get it in, they have no chance at best. Dino Ebel probably not anticipating the perfect relay system right there to get Betts.
Not anticipating one of the prettier plays there is in this pretty sport. Well executed relay to get a runner at home. So 1-0, and now Will Smith fouls off the first one from Wainwright. He's the subject of our Land Rover Performance Spotlight. Last 10 games he's hitting above 400 after the 4-for-4 game yesterday, and he's got 5 home runs in those 10 games.
It's a swing that really doesn't change. You don't see him lose his balance. You see him no matter where the pitch is in the strike zone. He makes pretty much the same swing. He's got it down to a science now, and it is one outstanding approach.
68 runs batted in, by far the most by any National League catcher. Seager at second, 2 gone, and an 0-1 pitch. Down and away, ball 1. It's a weird night for him, wasn't it? He had the home run, which he hits, but he also had 3 infield singles, something he had just 7 of the entire year coming in.
The 3 infield singles really stole the headlines for him.
Right, because home runs like, oh hum, we'll hit another.
Well, and because Albert hits 1 in St. Louis and Turner hits 2, so it's like, well, what would Will Smith do? Well, he had 3 infield hits and a homer.
It's a boot. Wainwright deals a 1-2, and a curve is lined back to him and caught. So that's it for the Dodgers in the first, but for the 3rd time in as many games in this series, they get a 1st-inning run. Bottom of the 1st, and the Cardinals get ready to bat for the first time tonight. They've been behind bottom of the 1st all 3 games. Tommy Edman leads it off, and then Paul Goldschmidt, who had yesterday off, is back in there after a 3-hit game in the first game of this series. Tyler O'Neill 3 hits last night. Arenado drove in both runs in last night's game. Molina hits 5th. Newbar with his first start of the series. Sosa back in there at short, and Harrison Bader in center field hitting 8th. On the mound for the Dodgers is Mitch White. Last start in the majors came on August 29th against the Rockies. Remember, he gave up that 3-run home run to C.J. Cron in the first inning and was not nearly as efficient as he's been lately. Only lasted 3 1/3.
Last outing was in A ball. 6 innings, only 60 pitches. They made sure he's on full rest to start tonight.
He's in there with a fastball to Edman for strike 1.
He continues to grow as a pitcher, and I think he understands who he needs to be and where the ball needs to be now at the big league level to succeed. It's about execution.
And it's been about his fastball since the start of August. The league hitting just 185 against it. He's locating it well, like you're talking about. He's locating it with purpose and intent based on the situation and the count.
Curveball he'll mix in to mostly left-handed hitters. Slider will mix in to mostly the righties. And he rarely right now throws his changeup. Sometimes he'll throw a two-seam or two, but that's a rare pitch.
Fastball turned around to left center field. A base hit for Tommy Edman. Taylor to the ball quickly. Holds him to a leadoff single.
Straight fastballs have to be more precise with location. Fastballs that have a lot of movement, especially late movement and sink, you can throw them down the middle. But a fastball that is straight, it's got to be more precise on the corners.
Leadoff man aboard, and up comes Paul Goldschmidt. Three for 4, first game of this series against Scherzer, who had previously owned him. And since the final day of June, he's hitting .339 with a .999 OPS. One of the best hitters in the National League the last 2 months. In his 3rd season in St. Louis, acquired in a trade and then signed to a longer deal. Yanks it to left on a line. Taylor can't get it. Up to second goes Edman. Had to be sure that it would fall. Back-to-back singles to open the game for St. Louis.
Another fastball. This one not in enough, not firm enough to get in on Goldschmidt. A nice effort from Chris Taylor. If he goes full out to try and catch it, it probably goes to the wall. And that's why he's not extending his arm, kind of hoping he can get to it with the backhand.
The Cardinals team that scored just 8 runs over this 4-game losing streak, threatening right away. And their top man from last night, Tyler O'Neill, 3 hits and a walk. Takes ball 1.
A couple of those hits doubles, and he looked really good. Very strong, especially on anything firm away from him.
Shocker that this guy would be strong. Runners really getting frisky out there. Edman goes, and he's stolen third. Into second goes Goldschmidt on a double steal.
And he left so early. I'm surprised Will Smith didn't just eat it, but he thought he still had a chance. Somebody else step off. Will Smith did a nice job snapping it down there. You can see without the good jump, he's out. But that jump, he stole it off of White.
Fouled off 1 and 2. Got away with one there. O'Neill, who's hitting .351 over his last 10 games, having a breakout season for the Cardinals. Here in his 5th year with Major League time. 26 years old, a former top prospect out of Canada. Originally drafted by the Mariners, and then they got him in a trade for Marco Gonzalez. He watches strike 3. Well, fastball gets Mitch White the first out of the game.
Missed all the way across the plate. Unless they were going fastball up more the middle. Will Smith, you see how he has to reach for it, but fortunately not very far, so it's right on the corner.
If Dodger pitchers strike out 10 today, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. Available only at LA area restaurants. Second and third, one gone, and the hitter is Arenado. Drove in both runs for St. Louis yesterday. He doesn't wait around to short. Seager thought about it, instead goes to first. Cardinals tie it. And a bounce out from Arenado.
Nolan hits it so hard, he gives Corey Seager all kinds of time to think about what he wants to do with the baseball. Had a couple options. He wanted to take the risky one, he could have went home. He took the sure one after thinking about it.
Two gone for Molina. Off on Monday, went 1 for 4 last night. Cardinals coming out aggressive. St. Louis 69 and 68, 3.5 back of the second wild card. A very crowded wild card picture. Dropped 4 straight and 5 of 6.
They still have a series with the Reds and with the Padres to make up some ground.
Two of the teams are chasing in those wild card standings. Molina, who tonight is catching Adam Wainwright for the 301st time. It's the 4th most frequent battery ever. He hits a high drive to deep left field. Taylor's back to the wall. It's gone. And the Cardinals with 3 in the first. They lead 3-1.
Cardinal fans love Molina. He's right there with Wainwright and, of course, Albert.
Tenth of the season for him. Yeah, the Cardinals have matched their scoring from the first 2 games here in the first inning alone. Lars Nootbaar. For White, unfortunately, it's the same story as his last time out in the big leagues, and that is a 3-run first inning.
He ended up going 3 1/3 against Colorado in that loss. And the Dodgers will need some length from him.
Nootbaar sends it in the air to center field, playable for Cody Bellinger, and that will do it for the first inning. But the Yadier Molina home run gives the Cardinals a 3-1 lead.
Everything for your Dodgers chase to the pennant, including video highlights, pitch tracking, and much more. Download the MLB app today.
Chris Taylor to lead off this second inning for the Dodgers, down 3-1. Taylor went 0 for 4 last night, 2 of his last 31 now. First one from Wainwright is in there, strike 1. The Dodgers got 1 in the first inning against him. He'd given up 1 total in his previous 3 starts combined. But quite a season for him. 7 of his last 9 games, he's gone 7+. His curveball's rolled to third. Backhand Arenado, and he gets Taylor. Always such a perfect baseball clock. 1 gone. Here's Albert Pujols. What a special day it was yesterday for him. He got the ovation that lasted 35 seconds before he stepped in, and then once he did, home run number 679, and one of the more special ones of his career.
Seems like everything he does makes people smile. He's smiling, and he brings moments to savor. It's quite a battery against quite a hitter right here.
Wow, right?
History of these three.
Really the pillars of the Cardinals and their reign in the early part of this century. Wainwright deals to Albert Pujols. Curveball, and of course it is. It's going to be this battery. Only fitting that Albert stands in there and gets a curve from Wainwright, his best pitch. His defining pitch.
The only hitter that Wainwright and Molina will not be able to get on the same page.
Now the curve bounced to third. Arenado can take his time this time and throw him out. Now time for the Home Depot getting more done. Of course, it was a magical moment, but a bigger deal than that, and specific to this season, is Albert is continuing to do exactly what the Dodgers ask of him. That's the second game in a row where he'd hit a home run. And in somewhat limited duty, last 21 games, hitting close to 304 home runs.
Look at those RBIs at 14.
And again, he's not playing a whole lot. Racking up those counting numbers. Bellinger with a fly ball to center field. Harrison Bader runs it down. And Adam Wainwright on 5 pitches retires the side in the second. Coverage cam as we welcome it back to St. Louis. Cardinals 3, Dodgers 1. Stan Musial, one of the all-time greats, immortalized outside Busch Stadium. Mitch White goes back to work. Edmundo Sosa to lead off this inning for St. Louis. Bottom part of the order coming up.
Cardinals have been aggressive, and they are not swinging and missing. They have swung the bat 7 times against White and have not missed one.
25-year-old rookie out of Panama taking ball 1 from White. He's given the Cardinals kind of a conundrum here, and it's becoming less and less of a conundrum the more he does what he does and the more Paul DeJong does what he does. DeJong really struggling. Somebody they've already signed to a relatively long-term contract as a young player, and then Sosa shows up as a rookie and he's been killing it lately. 389 in his last 11 games, and he's seeing the majority of the time at short. Little spinner off the end of the bat to White. Oh no. Poor play by Mitch White, and a gift of a base runner for the Cardinals to open this inning.
As softly as it was hit, I am surprised that his baseball clock said I can take it easy on this one. Because you're talking about a middle infielder running down the first baseline, and then he just kind of lobs it over there. Sosa's taken off, not assuming anything, and with that speed and not assuming anything, of course, the velocity of the baseball is too low. It looked like he'd lost the grip too, like it came off of his baby finger.
And Sosa is one of the fastest guys in the league.
Yeah.
Put all those things together, and that's the result. Dave Roberts going to come out and argue that he was out of the base path. To no avail. It's a non-reviewable play.
More of a conversation too, kind of like you had an eye on that, right?
So the leadoff man on, and here's Harrison Bader out of the 8th spot. Bunts it foul. It's an interesting move from the 8-hitter, even with as good a speed as Bader has.
It'd be really hard to analyze that strategy, but bunting for a base hit, make it first and second, let the pitcher then bunt the 2 of you over.
Maybe a window into Bader's mind as he struggles looking for his first hit of this series.
It definitely reveals some confidence sometimes instead of strategy. Mitch White could use the strikeout here or ground ball double play. Get a little energy back in the gray uniforms.
Here it comes with an 0-2. It's a breaker foul. Bader, who missed a lot of the first half with a forearm injury and then came back from that and suffered a broken rib on a diving play. So he's only played about half a season. Another 0-2 to him is a breaker hitting the ground to short. Seager feeding second. Turner to first. And with Bader's speed, it's just a fielder's choice.
Almost got the twin killing. Went to a curveball that he doesn't throw to righties very much.
A one-on-one out for Wainwright. Long time ago, he was a great high school hitter in Georgia. Good football player. He's an all-region receiver. He's an all-state kicker.
Career batting average of 193. That's a real good athlete.
Love the tube socks. They accentuate how tall and gangly he is. 6 feet 7 inches.
I remember when the clubhouse went from like sanitaries with the stirrups to the tube socks. Never went back to the sanitaries and the stirrups, I'll tell you that.
You know what they say, once you go tube socks. Runner takes off, throw down, perfect, and they got him. Smith gets Bader and wipes the bases clear.
Well, St. Louis with a double steal in the first inning, and we saw how Will Smith made it very close at third, even though they had a great jump. Well, that same kind of release with the ball going to second, it's perfect again. Really well done. The footwork, the strength of the arm, and especially the accuracy.
Wainwright breaks his bat, and a big swing sends a little pop into shallow center that Taylor runs under and ends the inning. So with a little help from his defense, his battery mate Will Smith, Mitch White gets back on track in the second. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the SoCal BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new $6.99 cluck sandwich combos only at Jack in the Box. Derek Jeter and Larry Walker both going into the Hall of Fame today. 409 days after they were originally scheduled to go in. Last year's summer ceremony was postponed. Class of 2020 officially getting its due today. All right, so you against Derek Jeter. What do you remember about facing him?
Opposite field power, stayed on all pitches. In Yankee Stadium, hard to get a strike called on him.
5 for 14, couple doubles.
Good for him. He deserves to go in the Hall of Fame.
That's right. He'd do that against you. Wow.
Yeah, I got to see him though, you know, as I was a little older and went over in the American League in '95. So I was 37 years old. And I'll tell you what, sometimes as the age goes up, as Adam Wainwright knows, if you don't have your precise location, especially against the great hitters and the great lineups, it can be a long day. The captain is so good in the biggest moments.
I think that shot we had of him there was of his very last game at Yankee Stadium, where he had a walk-off hit. One of those storybook moments similar to Pujols' homer last night that baseball so often gifts us. 9-1-2 for the Dodgers against Wainwright, trailing 3-1 here in the third. Mitch White leads it off and takes a strike. So Wainwright, 40 years old, and he said that Yadier Molina has already started the recruitment to get him to come back next year. He's also said if he comes back next year, he can't see himself going any farther than that. He's got 5 kids at home, 4 daughters and a son. They range from ages 2 to 14. So with a 14-year-old, he's looking and seeing, I've only got a couple more years with her home. He talks about his wife, how she's devoted her whole life to his career. And he feels like he's not far off from wanting to return that wonderful favor. 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
Blessing for the Wainwright family to actually have that decision, and for him to pitch this long and this well. And it's a storied career.
He gets White swinging. Second strikeout of the game.
If Adam finishes this year strong with a few more wins, and then does come back and has kind of the same exact year as far as tallying the wins, I think he can get to 200 wins in his career. He's got 181 right now.
3 of those complete games this year. Second look at him for the Dodgers. Strike 1 and a curveball to Trey Turner. He says, I'm old, but I'm old school too. And so when he sees guys going 5 or 6 innings and that's a good long start, he thinks to himself, nah, that ain't getting the job done. 24 complete games over the last decade for Wainwright. Only Clayton Kershaw has more in that time. Struck Turner out his first time. Has him 0-2 here. He misses away with a fastball. Punch to second. Tommy Edman. 2 out. After the Dodgers got 3 consecutive hits in the first inning, that's 6 straight retired by Wainwright.
Hasn't really thrown the slider for a strike. He kind of uses that to kind of walk you off the plate. And not afraid to throw his 2-seamer for a strike, especially away to the hitters. And right now, using the curveball for chase or to steal a strike.
And now to the part of the order that had 3 straight hits against him to produce that run in the first inning. Muncy takes one low and in, ball 1. Singled and score. Changeup. Only throws 5 or 6 of those a game.
Max hit a curveball in his first at bat when he blistered it to right field. That was an outstanding changeup right there. If it's that good, you throw it a little more often.
Back to the curve, 1-2.
Max with a long walk out of the batter's box. I hope he didn't hurt something in his hands right there, or wrists. That check swing. Yachty again, as classy as he is, seeing if he's all right, if he needed more time.
It was a healthy rip, but I don't love the body language.
No, the equipment adjustment looked like it was checking also where the pain is. Adam Wainwright said he's old school. You put Max Muncy in that same category. You don't hear about what was hurting Max in a year until maybe the next spring training.
On a 2-2 pitch, fouls it off. Seven pitch coming here. Wainwright to Muncy. Curveball grounded to first, played by Goldschmidt, and that ends another 1-2-3 inning for Wainwright. All the runs in this game coming in the first inning. 3-1 St. Louis as we go to the last and third. And our junior Dodger of the game today is Mateo from Linwood, and his favorite player is Justin Turner. Good chance to be the junior Dodger of the game. You can join Junior Dodgers at Dodgers.com/JRDodgers. Mateo's favorite player getting the day off after hitting 2 home runs in yesterday's game.
Until a crucial moment in this game.
Yeah. I figure you probably see him. Top of the order for the Cardinals. Ball 1 to Tommy Edman. Started things with a base hit. Came in to score. First of the 3 first inning runs for the Cardinals. Had a 13-game on base streak. Snapped with an 0 for 5 yesterday, but started a new one tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Everyday second baseman for the Cardinals with Colton Wong now in Milwaukee. Everyday second baseman, everyday leadoff man for the former Stanford Cardinal. Changeup, 1-2.
He does not throw that very often. I mean, we're talking below a couple percent.
Doubled up on it. Couple good ones there.
Really is, and he could use that. His lefties hit him a little stronger than right-handers, so using that changeup to lefties like that with that fading action, that really works.
Second strikeout for White. 1 gone in the third. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. With a hit in the first inning, Goldschmidt is now within 5 hits of Delino DeShields for the all-time record for players born in Delaware.
Okay. You're going to really win in Trivia Pursuit.
Born there, but spent most of his upbringing in Texas. His dad started a successful flooring company and moved the family to Texas, expanded the business there.
There's counties in Texas bigger than Delaware.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They moved to the Houston area. Houston's bigger than Delaware.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe not quite, but White gets him with a slider. Back-to-back Ks, 2 gone in the third.
Slider, changeup, and fastball have brought the strikeouts for Mitch White. This is his typical really good slider. It's got a little depth to it. It's right on the corner.
Tyler O'Neill with the bases empty and 2 gone. Swings and misses at a backup slider.
Almost got him to bite right there.
I had 1 and 2.
Since the slider that backed up, looks like they're trying to stay at the top of the strike zone. Unless it's a breaking ball.
Another curve, another foul.
Throwing that tonight a little bit more to right-handers. Something he usually saves for the lefties, at least a lot of the time. Make sure you hit your location with this pitch.
Does with the fastball. It's fouled off. We'll do the 1-2 again. Guy that can hit it a long way if you don't.
Yeah. And when Mitch has made his mistakes here tonight, it's been to the middle of the plate with the fastball.
Another 1-2 pitch.
Another one of those days where they've already know that the Giants have won, so they're just trying to keep pace.
7-4. Giants win that one, scoring 4 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Good take on a high fastball. Count goes full.
The Giants were down 2-0, and mid-game it was about 3-3. Then Colorado made it 4-3, and it was holding on, going right into the top of the 9th at 4-3. And then Colorado couldn't get it done.
Got him. And Mitch White strikes out the side here in the third. Dodgers trying to get the offense going. Down 3-1.
Celebrate the Dodger legend who needs no introduction. Be at Dodger Stadium when they play the Diamondbacks, and arrive early because the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Tommy Lasorda bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Only a couple more homestands left. Dodgers at 88 and 51. 22 games remaining after tonight. Adam Wainwright goes back to work. Dodgers got a run against him with 3 straight hits in the first inning, but he's retired 7 straight since. One of those hits came from this man, Mookie Betts. Went the other way with the first pitch he saw. And there with a strike.
2 guys that went oppo, and then Will Smith, who didn't get a hit the ball just as hard as those guys, lined out back to Wainwright. These three feeling pretty good. That ball is wide. First pitch of the game strike for Wainwright was wide also.
Yeah. Scott Berry is the plate umpire tonight. The Betts goes out there and protects that same spot. Roller to Sosa for the first out. Dodgers down 3-1 as Corey Seager comes to the plate. Drove in their lone run in the top of the first inning. Almost had two knocked in, but Betts is thrown out trying to score at home. One ball, no strikes. Two and up. Even and out.
I guess so. It's a nice way of saying inconsistent.
Yeah. Leaves that one up, and it's 3 balls, no strikes.
Coming into this inning, Wainwright was about 70% strike rate, so this is odd for him to go 3-0 as much as he values strike one.
3-0 green light and a roller to second. And that is what Wainwright does when he's right. Ground ball after ground ball. 70% of the balls in play tonight have been on the ground. Two gone for Smith.
Yeah, Yadier Molina caught that one exceptionally well. I thought that would have been a strike.
Back home with the next one. That is a strike, and it's 2-1. Smith lined back to Wainwright his first time. Still 4 out of 5 in this series. Up the middle for Sosa, who's got it on a bounce, and that is 10 in a row retired by Wainwright.
Yesterday, Clayton Kershaw pitched in his rehab start. He went 3 innings. Today, he's back with the team in St. Louis, and he told us that he's feeling really good today. So what's next for him is going to be a bullpen session tomorrow, and then on Monday, the plan is for him to be pitching with the Dodgers. So Dave Roberts said that it's likely going to be about 60 pitches, 4 innings. So definitely a lot to look forward to on Monday, guys.
All right, Kirsten, no questions. Dodgers try to get whole for the stretch run.
Clayton hasn't pitched since July 3rd, but you sure would like him to have this long layoff, feel really good, and get off to the same fast start that he did at the beginning of the season. He was 4-2 with a 2.09 in April. You'd like to see that kind of production here down the stretch.
For the Cardinals here in the 4th, it's the heart of the order. Arenado, Molina, and Nootbaar. Arenado drove in the first Cardinals run in the first inning. Molina hit a 2-run homer. That's ball 1 from White. So Mitch with the same issue in the first inning that he had in his last start, giving up those 3 runs. But what's been different this time is that he's been much more efficient since. He went just 3 1/3 last game and threw 76 pitches over that 3 1/3. Here he's through 3 1/3 on 44. Look at 45 pitches. And up comes Molina. We look back at his home run, powered by Google Cloud.
He made a really good swing. He had to pull his hands in. He almost released the top hand on the bat to get his hands and wrist through to get the barrel on it.
White comes home, and Molina pulls the first pitch curve past Muncy and down the line. Taylor races over to cut it off, goes off his glove, and allows Molina to get into scoring position. So a homer and now a double for Molina today.
Good fastball for the home run, and looks like he's almost sitting on the curveball. Again, pulls his hands in. The curveball wasn't away from him. It was slightly in. He just makes a nice pull swing, gets it in the air right down the line. A little smile with his first base coach on whether he should have been on his way to second right away or that hesitation.
Now it allows him to move to third. A couple sloppy instances for the Dodgers here. Taylor now playing it cleanly in the corner. And we'll see how this is ruled, but either way, Molina's up to third.
Probably going to be a wild pitch. Take another look at it. Change up, down, gets that good action, but yeah, anything that skips in there, usually they call a wild pitch. Definitely not a pass ball.
One ball, one strike on Newbar.
Mitch White had the K ball working last inning, struck out the side. He needs one right here.
Good pitch, 1-2.
Change up for the wild pitch, a little fastball away, a little cutting action on it, and then that curveball throwing the whole kitchen sink at him.
The 1-2, he throws it again and gets that big strikeout. Needed it there and got it, his fifth of the game. More importantly, 2 gone in the fourth.
If you watch real closely and just close your eyes after that, you can see Adam Wainwright's curveball right there and Mitch White's a little bit. They both kind of pitch alike. Mitch White's got a little bit more velocity, but as far as the way they like to walk the slider off the plate, use the curveball to get the swing and miss and just spot the fastball.
Up to Edmundo Sosa with 2 gone here in the fourth. It's been officially ruled, by the way, a single with an E7 on Molina's play. That's the second error on the Dodgers over the first 4 innings. Under at third, 2 gone. 1-0 pitch. Cut and a miss, 1-1.
You could see in Yadier's stride around first base as he made the turn that he was starting to break it down and going to go back. And I think before he turned his shoulders and went back to first, he realized that Taylor had booted it, and hence the E7.
That's lined up the middle and through, and the Cardinals take advantage. Sosa with an RBI hit, and it's 4-1.
Slider away. Didn't get any of the right to left movement on it. Got some depth, but he stays right on it. Gets it in the air. Defense almost had him played perfectly.
The Cardinals, who had scored just 3 runs over the first 2 games of this series and only 8 in their last 4 games, have 4 already. And the 8-hitter Harrison Bader reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Watches a well-placed heater. Off the hands to Muncy. Goes the short way and ends the inning. The Cardinals add 1, and after 4 innings in St. Louis, they lead 4-1. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. The new sourdough stars now at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy. Happy day for Larry Walker, who's inducted into the Hall of Fame officially today. Technically, like Jeter, part of the 2020 class, but the induction happens in Cooperstown today. Actually, you know him as a Rocky, but he finished his career off with a couple years in St. Louis. He's pictured here. And he got you a time or two.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Sammy Sosa #1 against you. Larry Walker 2nd in terms of batting average.
Close to 500.
There's some scary lineups they had in Colorado in those early days, weren't there?
Yeah.
The Blake Street Bombers.
A little extra scary with the ballpark. The way the ball carried. Larry, the 2nd Canadian-born player to get in the Hall of Fame. I think Fergie Jenkins in 1991 was the other one. He actually took a picture of the crowd when he came up to give his speech today, because he said, I want to remember this moment for the rest of my life. So he took out his phone and took a picture of the crowd in front of him.
Cool. 4-1 game, 5th inning. Wainwright to Chris Taylor. Strike 1. Joey Votto will be another Canadian Hall of Famer at some point, you figure.
There were a lot of maple leaf flags at the ceremony today for him, and there were a lot of #2 jerseys for Derek Jeter.
There are so many guys in this current generation, and there's this great generation of young players who tell you that Derek Jeter was their guy.
For sure.
I mean, it's like 2 out of 3. Taylor would be an exception. His guy was Cal Ripken Jr. Not that he didn't like Derek Jeter. I'm sure he thought he was great too, but
Ken Griffey Jr. is up there.
Maybe with an era a touch older than the new the guys breaking in right now.
Yep.
He'd probably be the guy right before Jeter. Taylor down swinging. 3rd K for Wainwright, who's retired 11 in a row.
Ken Griffey Jr. is the guy that taught everybody to wear their hat backwards.
He was one of those guys that had a bunch of admirers and still does. Takes a ball from Wainwright. Grounded to 3rd his first time. On this 1-0, takes inside, ball 2. Albert getting starts in back-to-back games for the Dodgers for the first time since July 20th and 21st. (2-0). Strike 1.
I'm surprised he took that. That's a big pitch when it comes to both these guys' retirement, and they're out on the banquet circuit at St. Louis Cardinal Legends dinner, and Albert can talk about, I got you my book. But he doesn't have them yet.
Both these guys going to be wearing Red Jackets one day.
For sure.
Cardinals Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they will at least see each other once a year.
Plays off, count goes full. Payoff pitch. Weak contact to short for Sosa. Charges, throws, gets him.
Pulled the string on him right there. Changed speeds on that 3-2 curve ball and got him well out in front.
Eight of the last 9 balls in play have been ground balls. Bellinger the only guy that elevated against him, and it was a routine fly to center.
Right back to the spot where he got Cody to fly out to center. Really a pop-up off the end of the bat. Now coming in.
Fly to left center field and carrying pretty well. Bader onto the track to catch it. No few balls we saw last night just keep on going. That one did, but Bader was there to catch it and end another 1-2-3 inning halfway home in St. Louis.
The Dodgers annual Kings Night is on Friday, September 10th as the Dodgers kick off a 3-game weekend series against the Padres. Purchase a special event ticket package for the Kings Night and receive a special Kings themed Dodgers tee with your purchase. To get your tickets, visit Dodgers.com/ticketpacks.
Dodgers trail the Cardinals 4-1 as we move along to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals getting 3 in the first, 1 in the 4th, but Mitch White into the 5th here at just 55 pitches. First one to Wainwright. Inside, ball 1. Strike 1.
Adam Wainwright has quite a sense of humor. We've seen him really serious on game days, but when I was working for ESPN, a rumor that was verified that he was possibly hurt while he wasn't pitching in one of our games. And so I went down to the locker room and found out in a humorous way that it was an erroneous report that he was hurt, but he had taped his arm all up and put it in a sling and greeted me at the locker room door.
He's down swinging here.
And Molina was there, a couple of the other guys, and he's like, oh, there's nothing wrong with his arm. I'm like looking at it going, what do you mean? And he just starts taking it all off and moving his arm around like, I'm fine. I don't know where you heard that.
Did he pitch?
Yeah. He then ended up pitching like a day later or something. It wasn't even like a scratch. It was just kind of like we were going over the future of the rotation. And the reporter brought it to me and said, yep, this is it. And I thought, okay.
Tommy Edman flies the first pitch that he sees into left center field, but Taylor runs it down.
So it was our pregame hit, and then I was down in the locker room after the pregame hit. Got it. That's where he had run into the. So I'm on the field for the pregame hit, and I have to walk through the locker room to get there, and I just stopping in, maybe check on him or something. They called me in, so they had it all set up.
Okay. Goldschmidt singled in the first and scored, and then struck out. Guy that's hit more home runs against the Dodgers than any other active player, 33 of them. Top 2 on that list. Active players homers against the Dodgers, both in this lineup, Goldschmidt and Arenado. White's 0-1 to him is inside. Ball one.
Goldschmidt can have some serious slumps, and he can also have some serious hot streaks. This seems like when we go to cover him, he's in one of these hot streaks like he is now, or he's struggling. But definitely the hot streaks have outweighed the slumps.
And this is a particularly long one. More than 2 months, he's been one of the best guys in the league. Breaks his bat on a roller off the end of the bat. Pujols fields, feeds White, and that's the inning. The 1-2-3 frame for Mitch White.
Dodgers. Dino Ebel is mic'd up for the team's pregame workout before the Dodgers face the Giants. And Los Angeles native Russell Westbrook pays a visit to Dodger Stadium. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Friday, presented by Cadillac.
Pitcher's spot to lead off this 6th inning, and Billy McKinney will pinch hit for Mitch White. And McKinney looking for his first hit since August 26th. He's 0 for his last 13. And facing Adam Wainwright, who nobody's hitting tonight. Since that first inning where the Dodgers had 3 straight hits, they don't have a base runner since, as he's retired 13 in a row. Curve falls out of the sky. Strike one on McKinney. On the line for White.
Adam Wainwright dishing out some comfortable callers. 50% of the position players have offers.
One gone.
Now 5 of 9 regular hitters offers against Adam.
Yeah, they had an 0 for 19 stretch to finish Monday's game, and they have an 0 for 14 stretch here.
Been mixing his pitch as well, changing speeds, making sure things are located. He's got a game face like a guy who throws 99.
Trey Turner, top of the order, takes a strike. One of the things he's done this year is limit the damage when the lineup sees him for the 3rd time. It's one of the rare pitchers whose numbers get better the deeper into the game he goes. Turner's 0 for 2 tonight. Another chance for him to extend his hitting streak. Currently sits at 14 games. Cues one off the end of the bat, sprinting down the line, but Wainwright gets him.
40 years old, still nimble getting off the mound, and gave Paul Goldschmidt a glove up sign like I'm going to get to it. So there was no confusion on the exchange.
Quickly 2 gone. Here's Muncy. Scored the lone Dodger run in the 1st. Strike one after strike one. Adam Wainwright says strike one is a choice. When you're a big league pitcher, says you should have control and command enough where strike one is a choice. And then a curve makes it strike two. When he does get strike one, the league's hitting 180 against him.
That choice has to come with an attitude of confidence that I want to get it done. He is fully committed.
Turns and deals 0-2.
75% first pitch strikes tonight for Adam Wainwright.
Count evens up 2-2. Muncy turns on a ball, sends it in the air, deep right field, and there it goes. Muncy with his 31st home run of the season. The Dodgers with their first base runner since the first inning. Their first run since the first inning. A 4-2 game. And the first home run hit against Adam Wainwright in a long time.
Almost 50 innings. They're trying to come in on him. It had just gone fastball away. You see Molina's glove is, and he hits it. But so does Muncy. A cutter that he gets all of the barrel with it.
Exactly 50 innings without a home run allowed. That was the longest streak in baseball. Muncy ends that emphatically with a long home run that makes it 4-2. One of the many chases we'll be tracking over the final couple weeks here. Him trying to get a new career high. 35 each of his first 2 full seasons with the Dodgers. 1-0 on Mookie Betts. And now strike one. So Muncy has 2 of their 4 hits, and he scored both their runs. Mookie 1 for 2. Tops one to third. Arenado. And the inning. The Dodgers finally break through. He had retired 15 in a row before Muncy took him way gone. And they're within 2.
Number 12 as the Dodgers close out a 3-game series against the Padres. Purchase a special event ticket package and receive a special UCLA-themed Dodgers tank. Visit Dodgers.com/ticketpacks to get yours today.
Dodgers back to within 2 on Muncy's home run. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Who's in, who's out? Brought to you by In and Out. The night ends for Mitch White and Bruce Gratterall. They worked the 1-2-3-6th a game ago. Is out there for the 6th inning again.
Only 8 pitches to get through that inning. That average fastball around 100 miles an hour. When you look at scouting reports and you see that, you just immediately your eye goes to it. It picks that paragraph or that section. And then you think about the cutter and the slider that he's got also. And I think sometimes that he's trying to throw a slider and it gets graded a cutter. It's just sometimes his slider is so tight.
O'Neill, Arenado, and Molina coming up. And he whips it in there, strike one. O'Neill in game 1, 0 for 4, 3 Ks. In game 2, 3 for 3. In game 3, 0 for 2, 2 Ks. But he gets on here as it pops out of Gratterall's hand.
Slider that he just comes around, slips out. Goes a lot better than 100 miles an hour.
some reason I got the Happy Gilmore line. Your ball struck my foot in my head as that hits O'Neill. Your ball struck my arm.
After it hits O'Neill, you check the ball.
Exactly. Arenado's 0 for 2, but brought in a run with a ground out in the first inning and fouls off the first pitch here. Brustar Graterol out of Calabozo, Venezuela. Only big leaguer from there. Fly down the line. Betts sprinting over into foul ground. He's out of room. Souvenir and 0-2. Brustar describes Calabozo as the kind of place where you see the same people in the same place every day. And so he had to kind of go out of his way to get discovered. There were no scouts that were coming there. Traveled to an academy. Multiple trips there, multiple tryouts before the Twins gave him a contract.
If you're in the area and you've got a really good arm, they'd probably say you got a Brustar. You could see like a small culture really just taking to it, like he's the hero
with his personality too. Yeah. Arenado pops it up left side of the infield. Muncy with the call and the catch. And he says now that he's the first guy to make it out of there, that he does feel some responsibility, like he's pitching for all those other aspiring baseball players in his hometown.
He'd be like a Pied Piper for sure in his hometown. He's got that infectious smile.
Ball of sunshine, Josh Barr described him as. Bullpen coach. Spends as much time with him as anybody. Runner at first, one gone. Here's Molina, who has a home run and a single and came in to score after that single. There you go. What do you think?
Well, we got it as a strike.
Okay, so we're going to go with yeah.
I'm cheating.
These days, sometimes that's the only way.
Yeah. In television, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Got no sticky stuff on my hands when I go to adjust the knobs, though.
That's good. Have to throw you out.
Yeah. In between innings, nobody comes over and checks me.
Well, that should be.
I think baseball needs to find another way than to do that out in the middle of the field as the pitchers are walking off. Have like the baseball authenticator do it.
Caught by Seager. That line drive hung in the air forever.
The MLB authenticator in the dugout could actually do that little inspection, and they're already posted in the dugout.
Nootbaar to the plate.
Especially when a reliever gives up like 3 runs in his outing and he gets inspected as he's leaving the mound. Do you think I was cheating? Really?
Yeah, it's like salt in the wound. Want to know on Nootbaar, who's 0 for 2. Former El Segundo Eagle, Lars Nootbaar. Makes him jump rope. O'Neill into scoring position.
And some sloppy parts to this game with the Dodgers. Chris Taylor's error in left. Mitch White's throw to first that should have been so routine. Double steal. It should have been holding the runners a lot better. And now this wild pitch gives the Cardinals another opportunity to score. Just continue to change the probabilities of winning and preventing runs when you play sloppy baseball.
And Newbar's been a good situational hitter. Good in clutch situations for the Cardinals in a short time in the majors. On his 24th birthday today, takes ball 3. Strike 1. Just misses. 2-out walk to Newbar that gets Sosa to the plate. First walk of the game issued by the Dodgers. And it gets Edmundo Sosa to the plate, one of the hottest hitters for the Cardinals. Drove in their last run with a 2-out hit in the 4th. And the native of Panama up again with 2 gone.
Big out right here. You get the Muncy home run, you get within 2. You can't give one back.
Good pitch, 0-2.
One-on-one at the knees. You can tell him it's coming. That's hard to hit.
Two on, 2 out, and an 0-2 from Brusdar Graterol. 101 to the inside edge and fouled off. O'Neill got hit by a pitch to start the inning. Newbar with a 2-out walk. Another 0-2 from Graterol. Sosa skies it foul. Signed in 2012 and then 9 years before his first consistent big league opportunity here this year. He's got 2 on and 2 out. Cardinals leading by 2 runs.
He's had good command with the fastball. It's the slider that has kind of spun on him, left it up, hit a batter. If you call slider in the key situation, you got to make sure you get it down. Think about bouncing it, really. And then if you think about bouncing it, but you leave it up a little bit, at least it's at the knees. It's almost like a fresh at bat now.
Another 0-2. Almost hit him. Cardinals at 3 in the first, 1 in the 4th. They've got 2 on here in the 6th. 1-2 from Gratterall. Slider, but it was up off of the plate and hit foul.
It's like he's mouthing what he wants to throw here so they can get on the same page a little quicker.
Time that up with the hitter looking down or away, right?
Yep.
Fastball hit off of the plate. Gratterall, a diving stop, throws to first late. That's incredible that he made it that close. The base is loaded on an infield hit from Edmundo Sosa.
Sosa can fly. Gratterall with a great job getting off the mound with the diving stop. Huge accomplishment just to get that in the leather coming off the mound. And then when he got up to actually throw it and not eat it, I was wondering, oh no, this could go into the right field corner. Albert comes off the bag a little bit. You think Sosa's going to be safe anyways, but there's a lot of panic sometimes in guys right there. That's a strong, accurate throw from a very athletic play.
Before Bader hits, a word from the Home Depot.
Make your smartest play of the day and download the Home Depot mobile app. Our digital toolbox helps make your job easier, save time, and get more done.
So bases loaded, 2 gone, and the 8-hitter Harrison Bader, who is hitless in 8 at-bats in this series, comes up. Cardinals desperate for a win, 3.5 games back of the second wild card spot. Dodgers trying to keep pace with the Giants, who won in the 9th inning today against the Rockies. Only a few weeks left in the season.
Bader's had plenty of time to scout Bruce Starr to see what's working and what's not.
After an 8-pitch 1-2-3 inning yesterday, 20 pitches in this inning, and ball 1 to Bader.
Definitely will be sitting dead red. The slider's just going to speed up their bat the way it is thrown right now because it doesn't have a very sharp break, so it's just kind of coming down in velocity off the 100.
2-0 and nowhere to put him.
Right down the middle. Trust the velocity and the movement.
Perfect. Seager ends the inning. Gratterall able to strand the bases loaded. After 6, it's 4-2. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Dodgers trying to come from behind tonight. 4-2 game as we go to the 7th at Busch. Joe Davis, Ole Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, Smith, Taylor, and Pujols coming up against Adam Wainwright.
It's go time. We've got 9 outs left to get this game at least tied. Dave Roberts inspecting his scorecard. And they're talking about who's going to pitch the last 3 innings too, with Mark Pryor right there.
Used 9 guys yesterday, and that 7-2 win. Most guys they've used in a 9-inning win this year. Tomorrow, it sounds like Tony Gonsolin, Kirsten Watson reported before the game. Not entirely built up, though, so the pen will have to carry some of the load then, too. Said Smith to lead off, Seager to lead off. On a night where he's 1 for 2, he takes ball 1 from Wainwright.
Ball 1's a rarity. And he has been very efficient, averaging about 13 pitches an inning.
One of the most efficient guys in the league. Seager flips a fly ball to left. O'Neill is there for the first out of the 7th. It's the 9th time in Wainwright's last 10 starts that he's pitched into the 7th.
Keeps that pitch count down by pounding the strike zone.
Here's Smith, who's 0 for 2.
You mentioned that Adam was so old school. He said, you know, you're not done after 5 or 6 innings. Old school is you go deeper into the game. So you think, okay, I'm going to look at his pitch counts for the year. He's probably going 120, 130 pitches. But he's not, you know. He barely goes over 100. As high as 111. Well, no, 113. I found one there. It's really not bad at all. He just goes deep into games because of the efficiency and just pounding the strike zone, first pitch strike, and staying with it. Kind of Clayton Kershaw-esque. Clayton doesn't waste pitches when he gets you ahead 0-2, goes right after you.
He misses fewer bats than any pitcher in baseball, but he also misses the barrel.
Yeah.
So he gets early outs on soft contact. 2-1 to Will Smith. Fly to right center. Nootbaar. 2-out. Up comes Taylor. 0 for 2 tonight, 1 for 10 in this series. The lone hit, a home run. Dodgers in this game had 3 straight hits in the first inning to score a run, had a 1-0 lead. And then he retired 15 in a row before Muncy homered last inning. 4-2 in the 7th. With 2 gone, Chris Taylor falls out of the sky. Strike 1. You give up on that if you're a hitter.
It's a popcorn curveball because it kind of pops out of his hand, and it really, you read early that it's a curveball, but it's trying to figure out how it's going to land, and where it's going to land is the problem.
And then a different shape of one to the knees. Arnado, low throw, dug out by Goldschmidt. Another 1-2-3 inning from Wainwright. Good defense on the corners to help him there. We stretch in St. Louis. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Low rates, big discounts, great insurance. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. September 8th, 1885, George H. Rawlings filed a patent for the first baseball glove. The original was made with felt and rubber padding. So he got a patent for one very specific version of it, because obviously not the only company that you can get a glove from.
Exactly. There are a lot of baseball glove companies.
Neftali Feliz on the pitch here in the bottom of the 7th in a 4-2 game.
And if you love baseball and you put one on, there's something about putting on a baseball glove, especially if it's yours and you've broken in with it, grew up with it.
Wainwright, ball 1.
It's kind of like mom's cooking almost, you know. It's like that smell in the kitchen. You go, oh wow, so relaxing. Feels like love and family. Put a good baseball glove on. Same kind of feeling for some people.
Wainwright strokes a deep fly ball to center. Bellinger going back to the wall to make the catch. Wainwright sends it on a ride straightaway center field, and Bellinger with just enough room. Deep enough, though, to bring them to their feet in combination with the 7 great innings on the mound.
Feliz saluting Cody Bellinger. St. Louis fans saluting Adam Wainwright. A little upset.
Wanted it.
Doggone it.
Ball one on Edman. 401 foot out for Waino, as they call him.
Cody was twisting and turning on that route.
Wainwright has 10 home runs in his career. Most recent one, 2017, when he won a Silver Slugger. Feliz fires 2-0 and gets a strike. So we're talking about the early gloves. There's a great display at Dodger Stadium of the earliest catcher's mitts and the evolution of that. So it's always made sense to wear gloves in baseball. The ball's always been hard, but in the earlier days there was a stigma against it, so nobody wanted to. They didn't want to get labeled as soft. Feliz to the bag to get Edman. So if they did wear a glove, they'd try to make it as close to skin color as possible.
Okay.
So you had a harder time telling that they were wearing one.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be peering out there thinking, hey, does that center fielder have a glove on?
Yeah.
You are wearing a glove?
You're not a real man.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my.
So the first guy to wear one like that, black in color, how about this? Albert Spalding, who specifically wanted a glove that everybody could see because he was launching his sporting goods empire.
Oh.
Spalding.
So no more stigma. Just, I want people to see I
Just
got a
get
glove.
paid.
Yeah.
Goldschmidt with the bases empty takes a ball.
Wonder if he started signing other players to glove contracts, or did he just say, I'll give you a glove for free?
Tell him Spalding sent you.
Exactly.
Go to Spalding. Grounded to third, picked off by Muncy. Neftali Feliz with a 1-2-3 7th.
This past month and really this season, the Dodgers have been heavily relying on the bullpen. But tomorrow, a few more reinforcements are coming back. So tomorrow, Tony Gonsolin will be activated. The plan is that he will take the bulk of the innings. There's no decision just yet if he will get the start or if he will come in after an opener. But when I caught up with him today, he told me that he is just thrilled to be able to get back on the mound. He's been really taking good care of the shoulder and is feeling really good, guys.
All right, Kirsten, and no word from the Cardinals who will start for them either. So a lot to find out in not too long a time. Again at 10 o'clock LA time tomorrow. Albert Pujols to lead off the 8th for the Dodgers. 0 for 2 today. Bottom part of the order, trying to solve Adam Wainwright. They got one in the first, they got one in the 6th. That one in the 6th and a Muncy home run. That is their only base runner over the last 6 innings. First pitch breaker, strike one. And when you see on paper what Wainwright's been doing, this is exactly what you picture it looking like in person.
Lots of weak contact, lots of strikes, a lot of ground balls. The curveball at times can be a fly ball pitch. You get a hitter out in front, they kind of just scoop it a little bit, hit you pop-ups and fly balls. But with Wainwright, it's a ground ball pitch. 7 of the 8 ground balls on a curveball. And that's pretty good. Keeping it down, getting it hit on the top. There's another one.
To Sosa. One gone in the 8th.
8 of 9 curveballs put in play on the ground.
Bellinger has twice flied to center. Goldschmidt. 2 out.
A lot of these early count outs are all about what I said earlier about how big the ball looks to the guys, because it's coming in at such a low velocity, 89 down to about 68. It just enhanced vision, but doesn't lead to contact in a big way.
We talked about this earlier when our junior Dodger tonight had Justin Turner as his favorite player. That there's a good chance he'd see him at some point out of the starting lineup, but pinch hitting here out of the 9 spot with 2 gone in the 8th. Fresh off his 2 home run performance. '91, downright froggy.
91 on the 92nd pitch. Age is only a number.
He has proven that. A curve popped off the end of the bat, and in right field it's Nootbaar. Yet another perfect inning for Adam Wainwright, who leads 4-2, middle 8th.
The 8th, it's a 4-2 game. Dodgers will need to rally to avoid falling 2 back of the Giants.
Gotta hope they can go all the way back to Sunday when St. Louis gave up 5 in the 9th.
They certainly did that. Hopefully you're right, Ned. We'll see you right here after the game.
All right, guys, Shane Green is on to pitch the bottom of the 8th for L.A., trying to keep it 4-2. Top of the order due up for the Dodgers in the 9th. Likely against Adam Wainwright, whose pitch count is still within reason where he could go back out there, looking for what would be a 4th complete game this year.
Shane Green needs to post to 0. A nice 11-pitch inning yesterday. Been another snappy game between the Cardinals and the Dodgers. The first 2 of this series. Very well played, especially by the Dodgers, but very quick games. This one is moving right along.
A strike on Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill, who started playing baseball just for something to keep him busy during the summers. He was a hockey player in Canada. Hockey player, baseball player, and really talented piano player.
That's how those forearms got so big, huh? Playing a lot of piano,
Yeah.
practicing the piano.
Right. Full count on him. Tyler O'Neill leading off the 8th inning. And turning in a ball, flying it to left. Back goes Taylor to the wall. It's gone. 24th of the year for O'Neill. The Cardinals lead 5-2.
With Shane Green, about the majority of his pitches to right-handers are sliders. And this one bit him. It just didn't break enough. 3-2 count. Not really surprising him with the slider because of what you throw, but executed it for a strike. But he got it.
Cardinals with their first run since the 4th. Strike 1 on Arenado. What a season it's been for Tyler O'Neill. He's always had the physical part down, right? You see that he's a physical freak, but he says the biggest reason for this breakout season is the mental side of it. As Arenado sends one in the air to deep left. Taylor stepping out of the edge of the track has room. Much more in-depth study of video charts and video and all the information available to him. Let's take a look at the Dodger calendar, brought to you by Nissan. One more game in this series, and then back home, 3 with the Padres, 3 with the Diamondbacks.
Come out to Dodger Stadium, see those games. The Dodgers need your support in this really close race. Looking to slip 2 games behind the Giants if this scoreboard stays the same. Mental, a huge tool, Joe. Just a huge tool, especially you get to this level. One of the key separators.
Strikeout Molina.
You don't get to this level without talent. You got to just figure out a way to have the talent show up every day.
Because everybody that gets to this level has days where they look like the best player, right? Or they look like an all-star. But only Mike Trout looks like Mike Trout every day.
And you can say, oh, it's because he's so talented, but you still have to have the mind and the mindset and the capabilities to control your emotions on that daily basis too. And the discipline. There's so much.
How do you put your best self out there most often?
Yep.
Green's 1-2. Ball 2. Sometimes that's taken out of your hands because of injury issues.
Right.
As long as you're physically right, it goes back to that discussion about the preparation for Tyler O'Neill. So much available to you now to give you an edge mentally with the game planning side of things. Then it kind of becomes to each guy what is too much, what is not enough, what's that sweet spot to let you be at your best. It's different for everybody.
Stay away from paralysis by analysis.
Walk for Molina.
You know, some guys come to the big leagues and have the mental skills. They've been kind of working on them, or they've been imparted to them early on and they've kind of honed them in. Others, you've learned a certain level of it, but you learn that there's another level once you get to the big leagues. When you see what your teammates are doing, you see how they approach their day, and a lot of times you didn't even have to think about that level of mental skills or study because you had too much talent for the minor leagues. That's why you came through the minor leagues and got to the big leagues, because you had the talent. But then all of a sudden, a lot of guys get a wake-up call when they get to the big league level. Oh, there's another level of mental skill I have to learn.
1-0 on Nootbaar.
Albert had it really early. The skill and the mental.
Two great examples over there, putting your best self out there most days.
Their baseball clock and their baseball instincts and experience are at such a relaxed level, even in the heat of battle, that they can carry on a conversation. But I wouldn't guarantee you that it's a conversation about off the field things. It could be about baseball, about, you know, what pitch he was on, or how far you hit that home run, and did you really get it?
Bouncing ball to first. Albert goes to second for one. Seager back to first, not in time.
Perfect example for Albert right there. A little conversation going on with Yachty. Ground ball to him. Perfect feed to second. Nomar's on the post-game show tonight. I think tonight he should tell a few of the stories of the conversations he used to have up the middle with his double play partners or the guy to his right playing third. Nomar was a big-time talker in between pitches and could still concentrate on the game and exactly what it needed to be done.
Look out, Stu Mitchell. Orel's coming for the post-game producing job. 2 gone for Sosa. 2 hits tonight. Strike 1.
Yeah, they could put the package together of Yadier and Albert at first, chatting it up. There's probably a couple other conversations in the broadcast. They edit that down right now and get ready, and Nomar will know what he wants to talk about. Ned can talk about what he used to do up in the suite as a general manager when these tight races were going on. I know one thing he used to do: eat a lot of popcorn in the back of it. Just kind of pace and eat popcorn and watch the monitor.
Another than 2 on Sosa. There's a man that has stories for days.
I know. I love Ned Colletti stories. Got to get his book, The Big Chair. You want to hear them. So they are some great stories, and what a recall. His memory is awesome.
Well, the chase way off of the plate there to get him and end the inning. Adam Wainwright looks ready to head back out there, trying to finish one off for the Cardinals. Dodgers bringing the top of the order to the plate, down 3. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your SoCal Land Rover retailers. Dodgers trail by 3 as we go to the 9th inning, trying to do what the Giants did earlier today, and that is played 4 in the top of the 9th to win. They'll try to do it against the man that started this game, Adam Wainwright, looking for his 4th complete game of the year and the 28th of his big league career.
Old school efficiency.
Yep, he's only got 4 Ks tonight. A lot of early contact, and most of it's been very weak. Strike 1 on Trey Turner. And outside of the home run from Muncy and Muncy's first inning hit, the Seager, the double was hard hit, but outside of those few hits, it's not like they've gotten robbed at all. It's been a lot of weak ground balls. That's hit sharply. Backhand Sosa, but with Turner's speed, no shot. Infield hit. It's a start. And it brings up the guy that has done the most damage tonight, Max Muncy, went deep for his 31st home run his last time as we go inside the box score, brought to you by Kona.
Cutter that didn't make it in, but it made it onto Max's barrel, and he hit it a long way.
First home run given up by Wainwright in 50 innings. It was the longest active streak in the majors. By the way, Trey Turner extends his hitting streak to 15 games with his 9th inning single. Still no action in the Cardinals bullpen. Back end was a huge strength in the first half. It has been a disaster lately. They're going to ride Wainwright as long as they can here. First one to Muncy is low, ball 1. On deck bats. Muncy can reach. Who could represent the tying run?
He hasn't pitched from the stretch very much.
No.
6 innings of 3 up, 3 down ball. Scattered through the game.
One of the innings where he gave up a base runner was a home run. He was never from the stretch in that inning.
Right.
So this is the first time he's been in the stretch since the first.
So we got that going for it.
Outside ball 2. Got that going for you too. Muncy ahead in the count after the leadoff hit for Trey Turner. Just now some stirring in the Cardinals bullpen. But who do they go to? Reyes, the all-star closer, not close to that anymore. Gallegos, the new closer, got blown up in his last outing. On a 2-1 from Wainwright. Muncy watches ball 3.
If he walks him, there'll probably be a visit, or at least Molina will go out and talk to him, because they're going to want to give somebody time to get up.
Three-one pitch, curveball. Muncy hits it, top spinning to right, caught by Newtonball. Back to the bag goes Turner. Giovanni Gallegos has started to warm. Gallegos lately has handled the 9th inning in most cases, but the last time he took it was the 9th in Milwaukee on Sunday, where they loaded the bases against him. He left. Reyes came on and gave up the walk-off grand slam. 1-on-1 out. Here's Mookie Betts. Singled the other way in the first inning. A couple ground outs to the left side since. Wow, he gets squeezed. Ball 1.
Perfect no-strike pitch. Actually, like a little more of the plate with no strikes, the way he loves to throw first pitch strikes. But he did throw a strike, just didn't get the call.
Betts pokes one off the end of the bat. That'll drop in for a base hit. The Dodgers get the tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Second hit of the game for Mookie Betts. Turner to third. Seager to the plate.
Not a lot of strikeouts with Adam Wainwright on the mound. A lot of contact, and a lot of the contact soft. But this soft contact's in the air, out on the ground, off the end of the bat. And it does find some outfield grass and does set the table to bring the tying run to the plate.
Visit from the pitching coach Mike Maddox. And it's the Dodgers' hottest hitter coming up. Corey Seager had an RBI double in the first inning, hitting close to 400 in his last 10 games. Here we go. Wainwright to Seager. Ball 1. Wainwright from the stretch tonight. Opponents are 3 for 5 against him. Both outs, line outs. First time he's been in the stretch since the first inning. The 1-0 pitch. A curve is pulled down the line. Base hit for Seager. Turner's in to score. Betts headed for third. A 5-3 game, and the tying run reaches. Second run driven in tonight for Corey Seager on his second hit. And that is going to do it for Wainwright. They had 4 hits over the first 8 innings. They've got 3 here in the 9th. They've got the tying run on. They've got the go-ahead run coming up in the form of Will Smith. Second in the 8th inning, but the Dodgers get 3 hits against him here in the 9th to finish his night. And he will watch, squinting his eyes, peering through his fingertips, watching Giovanni Gallegos try to finish this game. Gallegos went through a really good stretch mid-season to earn the closer's role. Alex Reyes' struggles. But over the last month, Gallegos has a 782 himself.
Fastball slider change. He's going to try to be locating those pitches. The fastball can be almost 95 miles an hour in the average. Adam Wainwright, the crafty right-hander, now as a veteran, did an amazing job with his stuff, getting that weak contact, a lot of ground balls. For Gallegos, he's moving into the order, part of the order for the Dodgers, that none of them have a hit. The bottom half of the order does not have a hit. The first four, 3 of the 4 have 2 hits each, and the other one has 1.
Yeah, not only no hits, no base runners from Will Smith on down tonight. But how good has Will Smith been in these situations all year? OPS in above 1,000 in close games late. 7th inning or later. He's got Betts at third, Seager at first, representing the tying run. 5-3 game in the 9th inning. Giants came from behind to win in the 9th in Colorado. Can the Dodgers pull off the same trick in St. Louis? Gallegos to Smith with strike 1.
Giants pulled their game out in the top of the 9th. They were down 4-3. Dodgers with a little bigger comeback necessary.
On an 0-1, Smith pokes one to right at Newbar. He's got it. Betts will come in to score. It's a 5-4 game. The Dodgers down to their last out. So 2 in the bank here in the 9th. It's 5-4. And the hitter's Chris Taylor, with Seager at first and 2 gone.
3 base hits and 2 line outs to right field.
Taylor struggling mightily. 2 for his last 34. Outfield very deep. Want to cut anything off they can with a tying run at first. Gallegos to Taylor. Upstairs, ball 1. There's Taylor, who tied the game with the Dodgers down to their last out Friday night in San Francisco. Two balls, no strikes. If Taylor can keep it going, look what the script has in store. The 2-0. Taylor swings and misses, and it's 2-1.
Slider. It looked like a strike a long time, and Chris was very aggressive on it.
Seager at first, 2 gone, and a 2-1. A swing and a miss for strike 2.
Adam Wainwright looking to be only the 2nd pitcher in Major League Baseball this year to reach 15 wins. The other one, of course, Julio Urias, was 16.
2-2 pitch. Just misses. And they're still alive.
Sports Illustrated did a study on umpires and home field advantage, and it came back that right there is one of the reasons that there is home field advantage. Most of the time, that is called a strike.
Instead, it's ball 3. Seager, as the tying run from first, gets a head start. The payoff pitch to Chris Taylor. Into the glove, and that's it. Cardinals hang on 5-4, ending their 4-game losing streak. And the deficit in the division for the Dodgers is again 2 games.
Dodgers get 4, but through this hot streak, that's usually been plenty. But today, they mix in a loss and need to go for the series win tomorrow.
For Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from St. Louis. Cardinals 5, Dodgers 4. Final game of the series coming up in less than 24 hours. 10 a.m. first pitch tomorrow from St. Louis. We'll talk to you then.